What the hell's that? What the hell are those? What the hell is that? I think that's a dogwood tree. I know my dad loved them when they started blooming out like that. Well, don't get me wrong, I was a mama's boy. I miss my mom too. I know I don't talk about her too much, but when I lost my mom, it really fucked me up. I don't know. Bored shitless, you guys. I don't know. I don't feel like playing with cars. I don't feel like shooting guns. Bored shitless. Newest edition. Thank you, Greg. Super cool. Hope you guys can see that. Got like a diamond plate. Greg's garage. Pretty awesome. He's building a guitar, which is super sweet. I'm gonna try and do something different. Not everybody's into the same stuff. Some of us are musicians. I mean, we're all into cars, but we're all into other stuff too. So if I think I have something that somebody might get a kick out of, I'm going to try and show them during a mail call. And what this is, Greg, I know Greg is a musician, and he also told me that he was a drummer at first. And this snare drum I bought in Chesapeake Bay. I think I was probably maybe 20 years old, and I was working in Washington, D.C., and me and my wife were goofing around on the weekend, and we went to Chesapeake, and we found an old antique store, and I bought this. It's a duplex snare drum, and it's got the wooden hoops, parchment type heads, catgut snares. Pretty old unit. I think 1890s is what I figured out on this thing. Haven't done anything with it really. I just thought it was super cool. Had to have it, and it is pretty neat. Can't wait to see your guitar done. It's pretty awesome. I don't think out of all the musicians I played with, I don't think I ever met anybody that built their own rig, you know. And that's pretty cool. Almost time to start another front. I got that bass drum. I think I might figure out. I got a couple of spots here I can fill in, but I haven't found nothing to do today. It's bored crapless. Just thought I'd kind of try something different and just yap a little bit. I'm glad you got those magazines, Kenny. I remember what you were talking about and having all that stacked. And I had a couple friends lose some stuff in storages, and those people are kind of like pawn shops. You know, they prey on people that are need a little help, or you know what I mean. And anyway, maybe I'll start a trend with that. More people will send you some Hot Rod magazines. You can start your collection again. Of course, I kept all my Super Chevy and all my car craft. Sorry, bud. Anyway, tonight, what is tonight? Friday? I'm gonna let my hair down a little bit tonight. Get some JD rolling. I don't do that very often, but every now and then you need to get a escape reality, I guess. Anyway, thanks, Greg. Appreciate the sticker. Super cool. And I'll show you this engine on the bottom end. I got this motor from a guy, and you know, it was the same old story. Yeah, it's all it needs is this, and you know, supposedly all it needed was to be honed, and it was ready at 30 over. But one of the jugs was loose, and I ended up going to 40 over on it, and I broke all these parts out not too long ago just to make sure that everything was cool, you know, not rusty, and my crankshaft was sitting on end in my computer room, and my cats knocked it over onto a set of heads. So now on one of the journals there's a couple little dings and a scratch. I'm not sure what can be done about it, and I don't feel exactly confident using it the way it is, you know what I mean? Hate to put a motor together and burn out a rod bearing because I didn't want to take the steps to fix the problem. But that's where I'm at with that motor. I've got that set of heads, and I have TRW flat tops with reconditioned rods and ARP bolts, rod bolts on those. I was thinking about trying to get a hold of Big Paw 64, see if he had any more of those steel crankshafts left. If I put a steel crankshaft in that 4-bolt main right there, the bottom end will be pretty stout with those forged pistons. If I wanted to run some NOS in it, I could. It'd be pretty stout. I don't know. This motor is now going to go into a car that my dad gave me. Kind of weird, you know. I guess some of you guys have probably had this kind of scenario happen where you were after a certain particular car for a long time, and then, you know, you finally get it. And this car was my dad's. You know, he knew I liked Chevys, and I think we talked about it, but he gave it to me a couple years before he died, and this summer I want to start getting it rolling. And the first thing I'm going to do is go through the brake system, and since it's all manual on this car, it's an old one, and I ordered some seal kits, and I didn't order the wheel cylinder kits yet because I don't know the size of the pistons down in there, and I'm going to try and do it fairly economical and get the manual system working. I'm going to pull the gas tank and maybe reuse the line, maybe replace the line, the fuel line. You know, a lot of these systems, this car's been sitting since '83, so basically all the systems need to be gone through, at least to get it to a running state. The car has a Muncie 4-speed in it. I don't know if it's the M22 or the M21 until I get the side cover out and take a look at the gears. The only thing my dad told me was it was a leaker. And while I have the motor and tranny separated, I may take the transmission to a man I know in a place called Looneyville. When I took my transmission to the Chevelle to this guy, he gave me directions. And one of the things he said was, when you think you're almost lost, go a little bit further, you're almost there. And he was right. And when I got there, he had a hell of a nice shop. Real clean. He knew what he was talking about. You know, it was cool. And he built my Turbo 350 with some extra parts, and he made it a little more heavy duty. And it seems like it shifts nice and firm, like I wanted. It's got an adjustable modulator on it, so. But I haven't had to tinker with it too much. Like I said, the Chevelle's only got like 10 miles on it. I got a charging issue. The transmission's set so long that I think the rear seal dried up. I got to replace that. I have a temperature probe that I need to install, a bung that I need to install into the pan of the tranny. So I'll probably do all those things in one shot and try to recoup my transmission fluid because it's brand new. And but you know, as I was saying, I've been jumping around a lot. That car my dad gave me, I was after it a long time. I was after it before I got my last Chevelle. And like I said, the car sat for a very long time. It needs just about everything, but I'm trying to get it going, you know. I want to drive it. My Chevelle, you know, it looks primer, it looks a little rusty on the outside, but everything underneath it's new. You know, all the drivetrain, the brakes, the brand new 4-bolt main engine in that car, brand new rebuilt transmission. I mean, the whole thing's gone through. Things lacking on that is paint and some interior work and some trim, you know, but this car here, I've been wanting it for a long time, and I'll tell you what, when I got it, I almost forgot about my Chevelle. I started playing with it, and I think it has a 327 motor, or I'm not exactly sure because I can't get to the VIN numbers on the engine. The one thing I do know is it had heads from a 327, and they look brand new. I mean, there is no sludge on them whatsoever. The thing is, when I cranked the motor over, it was locked up at first, and I put a lot of stuff in the cylinders and slowly worked it free, and now there's one sticking spot. And Sadell was saying that he thinks maybe it's a stuck valve. Could be. I'm not sure how much more I want to play with that motor until I pull it out and get it ready for this thing. I've been lugging this anchor around for a long time, and I'd like to put it on a car. It's funny how everything's just kind of playing out. That one's got the hardened seats in it, and I don't think I'm going to mess with any of the combustion chambers or any of it. I think I'm just going to leave that set alone. I don't have the equipment to do any porting, and you know, I don't want to reinvent the wheel here. I think if I want to get a good set of heads, I'll get a set of aluminum heads, and I don't know if I want to go big block or, you know, keep going small block. Right now, all I got small block stuff, but you can make them work. The big blocks are cool looking, and they can put out a lot of power too. Anyway, this is rambling. I'm kind of rambling on. That was my duplex there, Greg. I don't know if you watch my videos, but there's a Gretsch that I'm working on, trying to collect parts on that one. Swap meet find. That one over there is a Laney marching snare. Oh, sorry about that. Ran out of room. This one here, Greg, you might get a kick out of this. This one is a Ludwig Vistalite. I played this one for a long time. Pretty dusty. rusty. But you might recognize the Rogers super sensitive stuff I got going on down there in the bottom. These Vistalite drums, I don't know, you know, that's funny, they're kind of coming back. That's what's over here in the corner. I got a double bass kit, like my black ones, but in Vistalite. And that was my kind of my first drum set. This thing actually sounds pretty decent. Because of the Vistalite, you know, it's just a loud mother. Right there I got my, I bought that with my last kit, and I bought that drum set in 90, I think. Tama, which is the black ones, the Tama Grand Star Custom. You know, black piano lacquer finish on them. And over there in the corners, my Rogers. That was my first drum. Carried that thing to school for a long time, man. Stretched my arm out a bit. Played songs like Star Wars. Marched in the rodeo parade with that snare. It's fun times, man. I'm glad I kept it. Needs some parts, but I'm gonna put it back together. Just junk that I've collected, you know. Things waiting to happen. Right there I got a set of Southside lower control arms that go into my Chevelle. They changed the pinion angle, keep it from wheel hopping. Haven't decided which car I'm going to use that on. If I build something fast, maybe I'll try to use those. I don't know. Parts, parts, parts. I think that one right there's got my 350 stuff. And up there I got a set of pistons for that 327. It's everywhere. My girlfriend. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna shut you guys down, put this one up, and work on getting hammered. I'll see you when I see you.